you for tuning in for the first ever episode of TGIF Renegades.
Coming at ya!
This is our first episode of this podcast.
Woo! Oh, baby! Come on! Woo! Woo! Woo!
I am Kenny Gallert, and I am happy to be joined by my co-host, /cousin, /best friend, Alex.
Hey, everybody!
So Alex and I, and pretty much every kid through the 90s, was obsessed with TGIF on ABC. Well, Alex and I, we basically learned everything we know from these shows.
Everything.
And we continued to be obsessed with them, even, when we lived together after high school, which was before we went on and got married and had our own families. And we thought, well, we're both stay-at-home dads. Why not spend some time together rewatching and reviewing two of the TGIF icons, Full House and Family Matters.
And we figured what better way to do it than in the studio. Or, I guess as I like to call it, my camper, Kenny.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's pretty nice in here.
It's cozy.
Yeah, we got the heater going.
We got the heater. We got the fridge packed full of beer.
With that said, Alex, it's time to crack open a beer, because it is TGIF.
Well, I'm ready. What are we going to be learning about today? What are you going to be telling me about today on these episodes? And I'm guessing, I don't want to let you get into it, but these are the pilot episodes since they're the first ones.
These are the pilots, but did you know that... So most first episodes are called pilot episode. It's just pilot usually is the episode name.
Oh.
Not Full House and Family Matters.
Oh, they had to be different.
They're so much better than that. So Full House, Season 1, Episode 1, title is Our Very First Show.
Oh.
So
makes sense.
Clever.
I'm sure this episode's going to be very clever.
Oh, yeah. So this first aired September 22nd, 1987, and I thought I'd throw this out there. The IMDb, Internet Movie Database rating is 7.5 out of 10. So pretty good rating, not too bad.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, out of 10, 7.5 for the pilot is...
That's true.
It's good.
I wonder if I watched this episode. I was, 5 months old?
Yeah.
6 months old? I don't even know.
I was over a year old, so I was definitely watching.
You were watching this.
Glued.
I was
glued to Michelle.
Oh, gosh. We already got to talk about her, huh?
So let's just get into the episode here. So now there's no cold open, which I don't think that was a thing in the 80s.
Huh.
I think that was like a 90s flair that shows started adding. But
wow.
So it just starts up, the song plays, Michelle's Babyface shows. And my takeaway from the very first episode, horrendous fake city background as the kids are in the car. It's total green screen. And just look awful.
I mean, they probably didn't have a lot of money. I know you have more high standards for these shows, but the money
true.
Probably wasn't there, Kenny.
Right, pilot episode, they didn't know how it'd go, I guess.
Oh, man.
So, the music plays. Very first scene of the show is Danny's mom, also known as Grandma Claire, running down the stairs while Danny, Stephanie, and DJ come into the house. Where they were...
Nobody knows.
No.
Grandma was just hanging out.
Yeah. Now, mind you, I think this is super early in the morning, and that'll come into play later why it's early in the day. You'll thank me next week. Anyways.
Where was Grandma staying? Up in a room?
We don't know.
Huh, okay.
Couching it? I don't know.
Couching it? Okay.
On the futon. So Claire was there for 3 months helping to take care of them since Danny's wife Pamela died. We don't know how she died yet, but there's mention of
she stayed there 3
Pamela
months.
Died. Yeah, 3 months. Oh. I was surprised that it was 3 months. But Claire is getting ready to leave, and Danny's he's shoving her out. He's like,
get the hell out of here.
He even does a thing where he puts his arm around her, and he's like, you remember Dad? You can go back to Dad, and wait a
minute. That is true. Dad?
Yeah. Why
Dad's
did he come?
3 months?
Yeah. I mean, I guess he had to work. Maybe he popped in, but...
Sounds like there's trouble in Grandma and Grandpa Tanner household there.
Trouble in paradise.
Gosh. If it was me, personally, if I was Grandma... Actually, I understand Grandpa does not want to be around those kids.
Mm-mm.
The worst grandkids in the world, I understand. It makes sense. Grandma, though, she's just as crazy as the rest of them. She wants to stick around with everybody.
She wants to see this circus act that's going to go on, really. So, Danny reassures her that it's going to be okay because help is on the way in the form of his brother-in-law and also his best friend are coming. We have yet to know who this is, so hold your... I see your eye rolls. So Claire finally leaves after a cutesy little scene where the girls are like hanging on to her and no, Grandma, come back, no. And
Grandma's like, gotta go.
She's like, no, seriously, I gotta get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
I gotta go before these hooligans come to raise my grandkids.
Yeah. She didn't even stick around to see thank you, Jess, or these two guys. Thanks for helping out my son who can't take care of 2-3 kids by himself.
Right. No. As much as it seemed like she wanted to stay, I think she really
wanted to go.
She was pushing to leave. So right after Grandma leaves, Danny breaks the news to DJ that Uncle Jesse is going to live in Stephanie's room, and Stephanie's going to be moving into DJ's room. Oh, and of course, as we come to find out with Full House, their rooms are a big deal. That's their life. So she's already pretty
pouting.
Yep.
Getting pissed off.
Doing the DJ, the early season DJ pouting.
DJ, I'm full aware of the first season is all about DJ. Everything's about DJ.
It is.
So, I don't know. Go on. I'm already getting mad about this, so...
And we have plenty more first season episodes to go.
Gosh, I can't believe I'm going to go through all these seasons and not... I'll never be happy. I'm not going to be happy.
It gets better from here. So
continue, then.
So Jesse comes in, and he's, biker jet. He's got his leather jacket. He chucks his biker helmet across the room.
He's so cool. I mean, he really is.
He really is.
He's cool.
So he comes in. The girls are psyched. He talks about DJ's her tooth is growing in, and says something to Stephanie. I don't remember what. But he beelines it to Danny. Sits on the couch, and he's like, "Dude, Danny." He's talking, I almost nailed this chick named Vanessa. He beats around the bush, but he's implying some things. All this while DJ and Stephanie are staring right at him. And
they want more info, huh?
Right, yeah. They're all ears. And then Danny basically gives them the eyes dude, shut up.
Stop! My little girls are here.
Right. So
he wasn't interested. I'm sure she was just drop dead gorgeous.
Right.
Jesse doesn't date anybody or hangs out with anybody. Right. Air quotes.
Yeah. Jesse's an 8 or better kind of guy. Am I right?
Yeah. 10 or plus. I learned everything from Jesse. That's true.
Right.
I mean, I'm rocking a mullet because of him.
Well, so. That's true. So, anyways, back on track. After that, after the embarrassing story Jesse was saying in front of a couple little girls, Stephanie wants to do a ballerina routine with him. And, of course, Jesse is too cool for that. Yeah, so he's like, no. Yeah. And so, finally, he caves when Stephanie does the little crying routine where they do... he says, Uncle Jesse doesn't want to do a ballerina routine. And she's, yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. Oh. And that's the introduction to the reoccurring lines in the show.
So she's pouting. Oh, gosh. She's just pouting because she's not getting her way.
Yeah. And, her dad's right there. Couldn't she ask her dad to do a ballerina?
Uncle Jesse, literally just got off his Harley.
Yeah.
You know, probably traveled a long ways. I think he said from Nevada, right? Or from Las Vegas.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, he did. Reno.
So, you know, the guy was probably up all night, like, you know,
true.
and he probably is tired. Let the man just not have to do some stupid ballerina stuff.
And I know he drove a ways, but he's probably fighting a hangover.
I'm sure he is. Yeah.
Early season Uncle Jesse was fighting a hangover probably
Every night.
more often than not. So yeah, he ends up doing a little twirl or something, and that's about it.
Humor her.
Yeah.
He humored her? Is that the right word?
Humor. Yes. Yeah.
Humor.
So soon after that, Joey comes in. He has no suitcase, just a mound of dirty clothes in his arms, covering his face, like holding them super high up. And he does. Yeah.
Did he drive? To say if he drove there, or was he on a bus and got dropped off with some clothes?
He walked there. I don't know.
Walked there, yeah.
But he comes in and
Oh,
so it already starts.
no.
So Danny's all like jazzed that Joey's there, and he picks up the clothes, and Joey says that, you know, what's the chances that I move into a place that has a washer on the same day I need to wash all my clothes? And Danny drops them all immediately.
Well, Danny should have probably known, those are dirty clothes.
Right. They're not folded. They're not in a
Danny's
suitcase.
dumb. I love Danny, but he can be dumb.
So he shows him the alcove where he's going to be staying. Joey makes a comment that it's small, and Danny's like, but it's rent-free. And Joey's like, I love it!
Yeah.
Which, come on, man, seriously. Then after that, he starts talking like Popeye and making some other random noises for some reason. And I thought of it, like, sometime, like maybe after we do this, we watch the episode again and do a drinking game and one of the things is when Joey makes a impression or a random noise.
I'm just gonna be hammered within the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, with Joey.
Why he just spilled every noise or imitation he knew how to make right away off the bat? I mean, that's ridiculous.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah. You wait. There's more to come. Yeah.
Whoa! Where's that from? Is that Popeye?
Yeah. Whoa, or whatever it is. And they gotta showcase how funny Joey is. I mean, you gotta.
He's not funny.
No,
just because you can imitate.
Let me tell you, Elijah, my son, he's a Joey fan. I know you're gonna hate that, but he says he's the Joey of his class. Actually his words were he's the Joey during class, but then at recess he's the Uncle Jesse. So he's Mr. Cool but class clown is what he says.
Well,
We'll see. We'll see as he gets older if he still wants to be Joey.
Yeah, yeah. His fashion sense is not the best.
No. The next scene is Uncle Jesse being shown his new bedroom, Stephanie's old room, which is baby blue with pink bunnies all over the walls.
Okay.
Uncle Jesse's like, oh, hell no. He's like, ticked.
But as much as I love him, at least he gets a room. How did they figure this out?
Yeah.
That Joey...
Yeah.
Screw you, Joey. You get the alcove, but Uncle Jesse, he gets the bedroom.
Well...
Is that because he's family?
Well, maybe. It also could be like Uncle Jesse's like, dude, I need a bed.
Oh, that's true.
And Joey is long from needing somewhere.
That's true.
Somewhere to hang out.
He does need to bring chicks home.
Exactly. Although his bedroom is right across the hall from the girls.
Oh,
so they're.
In my mind, I know what he did to make sure nobody heard. So.
Danny thanks Jesse for being there to help with the girls, and Jesse says he's happy to come help and says, listen, Pam was my sister and I loved her very much. And does a little spiel about how he's happy to help. And Danny, the lean, mean hugging machine, gives him a hug. And Jesse's like, whoa, we can set aside a special time for hugging. but right now is not the time.
Wait a minute. What, late at night we can hug?
Yeah.
Like,
when the girls go to bed.
when the girls go to bed, then we can talk about hugging then.
So now we move over to DJ and Stephanie's room, where DJ's setting up some kind of streamer to divide the room.
Like caution tape type of thing?
Basically, yeah. To keep it Stephanie's side, DJ's side.
Here we go.
And Stephanie's like, she says she can't get out, but she'll find a way. And she climbs onto the curtains. and
those terrible, ugly red curtains.
Oh yeah, yep, the big old curtains, and
those things. Like, I understand Stephanie's still young, but even if I was young and I climbed up curtains, they would just collapse.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
they would have
no
been
way.
down. She would have been hurt.
What did Danny make sure to bolt those into the
Yeah.
with steel beams?
He thought, you know what? One day my kid's gonna climb on this curtain, so I better
make sure
bolt this thing down. Yeah. So she climbs, and it's I don't know what the word is, but it's very rigged that you can tell she's being strung along. Like somehow she's clamped up there. I mean,
it wasn't a fake doll.
I don't think this one was.
Wow.
I think this was actually her, but it was her, but just you could tell there was
something going on.
Yeah,
there?
something to keep her up there. It was very, very.
And real quick, if I remember right, DJ then pulls it back, right?
Right.
So is that the only time we ever see that window open?
I think that. Well, is that the only time you see it open, or is it the only time you see it closed?
Oh wow! Well, you have to keep this posted on.
I'm gonna make a note of that. We gotta watch how often it's open and closed.
Yeah, I'm interested. Little side note action there.
I bet as DJ gets older, it's closed a lot.
Oh yeah.
So anyways, my other thought with that is, so she says she'll find her way out, and she climbs across the curtains. The curtains don't go all the way to the door.
They go to DJ's side of the room.
Yeah, why climb on the curtains when you could have just stepped across onto her side of the... Anyways.
It's just so stupid.
The guys come barging in, and Joey immediately talks about limboing because of the tape measure being strung higher up. And it's really annoying how he's limbo!
So he's making more funny jokes.
Oh yeah, he is hilarious.
But is the dude ever serious?
Not yet anyways.
Okay, if I were the girls and my dad brings his best friend to live with me and this is how he's acting, I'd be like, Dad, seriously, we gotta get his ass out of this house right now. Because he is annoying as shit.
Actually, and I think, if I remember right, almost immediately when Joey comes in and does start making some stuff, DJ does make a comment. Maybe we can catch Grandma before she gets to the airport. So
sorry, Grandma was sprinting to the airport.
Once she knew his brother-in-law was Jesse, she was like, yeah, maybe I'll stick around.
Yeah.
And then when she heard, and my best friend, she knew it was Joey, and she's like, I gotta go. No way.
I've always hated that kid from when they were young.
That one that would always make his annoying noises when he came over for sleepovers. No.
What are you talking? Well, I hope it's the Popeye noises, not other noises. Man.
So Danny says, in the heat of this limbo and getting kids off of curtains action, he's like, hey, I have to cover the sports report at a boxing match this afternoon. So he's like, Uncle Jesse and Joey, are you sure you guys can handle watching the kids? And they say yes. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know what the music was, but it goes to a commercial. So
immediately we're already
immediately
at it with the kids.
Immediately Danny's like, you guys are here for free and here, do your job. Yeah, exactly. So he goes for work. So now granted, he works he's a sports reporter now at the start of the show. So I don't know what time it is. I mean, we're not told the time. It's daylight.
Yeah.
But, like, how early? I mean, the kids aren't going to school, so is it... I mean, I guess maybe it's a weekend?
Well, if he's going to cover a boxing's usually on Saturdays.
Okay.
So
that's...
It's probably a Saturday.
Right. Okay. So it's Saturday afternoon?
Yeah.
Probably? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes sense, then.
All right. Yeah. So after the commercial break happens, Michelle's crying in her room, and Jesse and Joey, like, bebop their way in to check on her, and Joey starts making some baby voices talking for Michelle. The old talking for the baby trick.
No. And this is going to be reoccurring constantly.
Oh, yeah, it is.
What? Michelle.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what he says. Change me, Uncle Jesse.
Oh, no.
One of those things. And Uncle Jesse immediately, like, yells at Joey. And then the baby makes another noise, and he goes, "Shut up!"
Yes.
To Michelle.
Yes. Great parenting. Right there.
Which should have been a reoccurring theme.
The whole series, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Michelle would have been a better character, or a better kid.
And character, yeah.
Yeah.
So then, after Jesse yells at the kid, Joey then starts talking like Kermit the Frog. Kermit the Frog here. Then Pee-wee.
Oh my gosh, he's just getting every character possible.
Yeah. Now imagine a drinking game with this. Come on.
Yeah.
And then he, for whatever reason, he says, "Kids love my sprinkler routine." So all of a sudden he has a glass of water or a thing of lemonade or iced tea or whatever. He takes a big swig and starts sprinkling, like, spitting water all over the room.
What?
Yes. Because like, not even 1-year-old kid loves that.
You're just screwing up this whole bedroom now. You've been here for less than a day, and now you're just, like, trashing the bedroom.
Like, less than an hour, and he's already thrown his dirty laundry all over and spit water all over in the room. So now they finally wonder if she might need a new diaper, and she does, after Jesse sticks his finger in the diaper to tell. Because you do that with your new son, right?
Yeah, I just cram my hands down to see if there's shit down there.
Exactly.
You can smell if there's...
Why did they come to help with the kids? They don't know how to
Well, I mean, I guess it's a big house, so chicks are going to love it for Uncle Jesse.
That's true.
And Joey's just a lowlife.
Joey got sick of cleaning up his own sprinkler routine at his house. So just do it somewhere else and blame it on a baby.
I wonder where Joey was living before all this.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Was he living in his mom and dad's basement? Or
probably.
Living on the streets?
Yeah.
I mean, he does seem kind of like not all there in the head. He just is going to make noises about characters or imitate characters.
He lived on the street and had a hat set out and just did impersonations for money.
Sounds like that's what it was.
Amongst other things. So she's got the dirty diaper. Neither know what to do about it. So they awkwardly take her down to the kitchen. Like, one of them's holding her out, and the other's got her legs for some reason, and they're, like, walking awkwardly. And now they go down to the kitchen, but they go through the living room. Why didn't they use the kitchen stairway?
Maybe they were being built. Maybe construction workers were there.
Yeah, Danny had to drop a few bucks to make another entryway for the 2 new people in his house that he's paying for.
So they went all the way around.
Yeah, they went down
the stairs.
That balcony thing.
Both holding Michelle.
Yep. And Stephanie's in the living room, and she sees them go through, and she says, "Showtime!" And Stephanie was so cute at the beginning. Some conversations happened between Jesse and Joey about how to change a diaper. They put her in a meat rack, spray her with water, fan her naked butt off, spin her in a bunch of towels.
Are you kidding me? And
No.
I kind of remember this. So not only did Joey screw the whole Michelle's room by sprinkling crap out of his mouth, but now he goes down and he takes the
hose
water for the water and sprays it everywhere, right?
Yep.
I just, like, Joey's a terrible person to have living with you.
Yeah, there's water all over Michelle's room now, because spit water all over.
Water.
And I think it was like an iced tea thing. I don't think it was a bottle of water, so it's
like a can?
Sticky. Like, yeah, it's from a can, so it's like pop or iced tea or lemonade in a can, so it's sticky.
Maybe it was a beer.
He brought it from his...
So now that happens. The kitchen is flooded with water everywhere. And paper towels now just thrown everywhere because we don't know how to put a diaper on a baby.
Exactly. Yep.
Or, I mean, you could have just asked, like, grab the diaper. I'm sure there's diapers up.
That's the thing. And they checked, like, the kitchen cabinets for the diapers. They're like, diapers, and they're opening cabinet drawers.
I mean, even before I had a kid, I knew, like, diapers would not be... Like, why would you put diapers
in the
kitchen?
And in the kitchen area, like, maybe off to the side of the kitchen?
Yeah.
But, like, in the kitchen cabinets? No. Well, that's where... So Stephanie... they're, like, sitting on one of the bar stool things that Stephanie's sitting on. And Stephanie goes... You know, are you looking for these? And they say, why didn't you say anything earlier? And she says, well, nobody asked me.
What, Stephanie had the diapers?
Yeah.
Wow. That child. That's a demon child there.
She's something else. Now, it shows, like later, that it's later on in the day. And Uncle Jesse and Joey are in the living room. They're exhausted, and the house is just a mess, like, everywhere in the living room. And probably courtesy of Joey.
Yeah.
But they're exhausted, and Danny comes home and he's like, what? What's this mess? Now, he's not overly concerned about the mess like he would be later. So the doorbell rings, and it's Vanessa at the door.
Was that going on?
Oh, yeah.
Was Vanessa the one he was talking about earlier?
Yep. Vanessa was who he was talking about.
She wanted more.
Oh, yeah. Well, she didn't get... She wanted him, but there was some reason she didn't.
Oh.
So now she's like, yeah, I was super hot for you, Jesse. So here I am. I somehow tracked down your place in San Francisco. And here I am. So Jesse comes over. Basically, well, they don't just basically. They start making out in the doorway. Danny and the kids and Joey are all in the living room. Like, no worries. We're just making out. That's the Jesse way.
Well, Joey's probably like focused. Like,
he's zoomed in.
Gotta save this for later.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So as they're making out, Stephanie walks up to play ballerina again. Again, Joey's there, Danny's there. No, you gotta go for the guy that's smacking on the girl. She's obsessed with Uncle Jesse. So she walks up. He gets mad. He goes out. He just starts making out. He says no to ballerina, and then just turns and starts making out again.
Did they do the whole? No, he won't.
No, they
okay.
they didn't do that. Then Uncle Jesse, like, because she does bug him a little bit more, and Uncle Jesse goes, why don't you play with DJ? And Stephanie says, DJ moved out. And they all charge up the stairs. And, they charge up, and DJ's room is completely empty. Posters off the wall. Everything on her half of the room.
The bed's gone?
Yep, bed's gone, mattress gone.
She moved out? What, did she hire somebody?
Yeah.
Whoa, wait, this makes sense, though, to me. Hold on. So we were talking about the staircases. Maybe Joey and Jesse didn't know there was a back staircase. So DJ had the opportunity to move everything down from the back staircase because the guys never even knew that existed.
Could be.
So it was easy for her to move everything down.
You figured it out. Huh? That's actually good. That's good.
So, there's probably so much racket going on
that's true.
Somehow 7, 8-year-old? How old? I don't know.
10 years old.
10 years old. Move in a bed, a mattress,
clothes,
dresser. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even do that.
Man, I know I can't either.
I'd have you help me move. I can't do that.
She's a beast.
Yeah. After they see her room's empty, Danny looks away. He's like pissed. And Uncle Jesse and Joey are doing that, like, nervous, like, their heads are close together, and then it's like, dun, 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 dun. That's not the exact music, but it's close.
Sheepishly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Exactly. So then it comes back from a commercial. So your commercial break, you're on edge. You know.
Yeah,
what happened to DJ?
Oh, I'm more worried about Vanessa. Like, is they finally gonna do it?
So then it comes back and Danny's like, "You lost my daughter," and they're freaking out. They're like, "You call 911. You call this." You know, they're like talking about who to call, and Stephanie's like, "And I'll go get DJ."
Oh.
Which is a pretty funny one. And I told you, Stephanie's pretty cute at the start. So they ask what she's talking about, and she says, well, DJ moved to the garage, or the basement. They talk about the garage, but it's the basement. A weird setup.
Yeah.
Having a huge...
Wait, they say the basement?
No, she says she moved to the garage.
Okay, yeah.
But it's clearly down some stairs. You see they go downstairs, and they open the garage door at some point. Like, there's a whole...
Well, you could... Right? You could go down some stairs, and then... I've never been in a home in San Francisco, one of those.
Well,
maybe true. It is. Like, it's not tri-level, but... Oh, no, it would be.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
it's somewhat...
It's not as crazy as you make it out to seem.
No, it's crazy. They need to decide, is it a basement or a garage? Just
keep it to one.
Yeah. So, anyways, it goes down to the basement garage thing. And DJ's on the phone with her friend and neighbor, Kimmy Gibbler. They mention her by name.
No.
One of the better characters to ever come out of a show.
Well...
Danny gets tough, and he's like, Donna Joe, get back in your room. And she says no. And then just starts talking to Kimmy again.
Damn!
Yeah, it was pretty...
Wow.
He got tough, and then he was like totally shut down. He's like, oh crap, and he's like, I don't know what to do. And Joey's like, I'll handle this.
Joey, okay.
So he starts talking like Bill Cosby.
Oh, no. I guess back then it was fine, but...
Right, yeah. Now you're looking at it like, ooh, don't talk like that.
That's not how you do it. What did he say?
Well, little childlike person, or whatever. I can't do the Bill Cosby.
Put some Jello.
Yeah. And he goes, won't you have some Jello pudding pops? And then like the worst thing is DJ's like, she gets back on the phone with Kimmy and she's like, no, Kimmy, it's not actually him.
Talking about
Kimmy,
Bill Cosby.
Yeah, like Kimmy, because it was the worst impression Joey did the whole time.
Kimmy believed it.
Yep.
So just to boost his ego.
Yeah, exactly.
Later on, you'll find out Kimmy's crazy anyways.
Right,
yeah.
So she could have been lying anyways.
Right.
Stephanie runs down, says Michelle's crying, so like, I don't know, there's a whole thing. And Danny basically says, Uncle Jesse, can you help me out? Can you talk to DJ? And he's like in a rush to get back to Vanessa, so he's...
understandable.
Right, so he's like, starts talking to DJ, and he's all firm and, you know, tough. Get back in there. And she's like, no. And he offers her money. There's a little cutesy negotiating thing. They settle on $21, and she'll move back in. So he gives her the $21,
wow.
And she's gonna move back in.
Sweet.
So problem solved.
I guess she's smarter than I think.
Right.
Well, real quick, now DJ realized that, hey, I can move to the garage basement.
Mm-hmm.
Joey didn't think, hey, maybe I should move down to the
No, it didn't cross his mind.
Yeah. That's because he's an idiot.
It's true. True. Things seem to be settled.
Cool. So DJ moved all of her shit back up.
Not yet. Seems like she's on the path to it.
Okay.
They all get in the living room. Danny tells Uncle Jesse that Vanessa left because Jesse's kind of looking for him. He's like, Vanessa left. And Uncle Jesse quick dives over the couch, covers Stephanie's ears, and goes, what the hell did you do with her? I thought that was so funny.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah. So Danny tells them that with 3 kids in the house, she should sleep on the couch, and she left.
What?
So, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. If I'm Uncle Jesse, I'd pack my shit and leave. If that's how it's going to be,
yeah. If you're going to turn down my women,
I'm
out.
And treat me like I'm your son, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of hot babes in this house, buddy.
At all hours of the night.
All hours of the night.
So Jesse turns to DJ and he's like, hey, give me my money back, because I was just trying to get that resolved quickly so I could get back to Vanessa. And she says, well, if I have to give the money back, then I'm going back to the garage basement thing. And before I go on to the next thing, because then DJ like starts booking it towards the kitchen to go towards the garage. And before I say it, in the background, Joey is setting up his alcove. He's putting all his stuff up, and it's complete with the mannequin dressed just like him.
No!
Yes.
The start of it.
Yeah. The very first episode has the mannequin dressed like him.
That's what he was really concerned about, was getting that mannequin up.
Yeah. Jesse was
Where did it come from?
Well, when he came, he mentioned something about his stuff was coming.
Okay.
Like something about it. It was just quick.
It was getting delivered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Danny was probably footing the bill on
I'm sure
the
he
moving
was.
vehicle. So, anyways, Danny and Stephanie follow DJ into the kitchen, and he stops her, and he kind of says, Pam was always good at sorting these issues out. What's the problem, DJ? And then if we had the
you're going to bring up Pam all the time. I mean, these girls.
He's guilt tripping him. But if we had the sentimental music, I would start it now, because this is where DJ talks about how she's upset that everything good keeps disappearing. Her mom died, grandma moved out, and now she doesn't have her own room.
So now she's making it all about her.
Yeah.
Oh. My life is ruined.
So, this is pretty much what she said, actually. But then Danny ends up saying that they're a family, and they need her in order to work together to get through the tough times. And that motivates her to say, you know what? I'll move back in and share my room with Stephanie. And guess what? They hug.
Oh, of
All
course.
three of them hug. Group hug.
Group hug.
Then the three of them come into the living room while Jesse is being cutesy with Michelle. He's like, ooh, little baby. And then when they walk in, he goes, and he gets all like gruff with her and stuff.
I'd still be pissed off that Vanessa's gone. But...
Yeah, I don't know how he got over that so quick.
Yeah, he did.
Then Michelle makes a little noise. Danny says that Michelle wants them to sing to her. That's her noise. So then Joey goes, I got this, everybody. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're a modern Stone Age family. And they all like start walking around in a little circle around the playpen that Michelle's in.
What? Did Full House pretty much like think to themselves, let's use every other kind of show to make our show look good?
Yeah, I think so. So they, led by Jesse, saying, let's do a little walk around, or what, like, let's do a little strut or something. And then when it comes to the habba yabba dabba do time, he's like, everybody get down. Like, he's like directing their like little fun thing. And so they do a little dance, and ends with Stephanie going, Wilma!
Oh.
And
no way.
And the end. That's the first ever episode of Full House right there.
Wow. That's a lot to handle. It's just, no wonder if I was older in the day and saw that first episode, I'd be like,
click.
I just wasted a half an hour of my damn life watching this.
But
crap.
knowing the gold that comes after this, you know to tune in.
Golly, that's terrible.
So real quick, I got a little trivia on this episode.
All right.
Most people know this, but due to other commitments, Bob Saget wasn't in the original pilot.
Oh.
Danny Tanner was actually played by John Posey.
Did John Posey know that he wasn't going to be in the...
No, like, they filmed the pilot, I believe, and then...
Realized John Posey was not good?
Well, I think they originally wanted... I could be wrong, but I think they wanted Bob Saget. He couldn't do it, so they got John Posey, and then something else happened, like, after they filmed a pilot with John Posey, Bob Saget was like, actually, let me get on board. This script looks like gold. with all these Flintstones and Popeye and Kermit the Frog.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it.
In. So, anyways, so then I think they dumped John Posey. Maybe in the future we'll watch and do a review on that original.
So they actually did this whole show with John Posey.
And it's pretty much...
How John Posey was that bad, because really, Danny Tanner didn't have that many lines in this whole show.
No.
So, wow.
I wish John Posey was kept on and took the place of Joey, and they made Joey a little cooler.
Yeah, that's true.
But after watching, I've seen the John Posey one, and I'm glad Bob Saget's in it.
Really?
Because
I'm actually excited.
Yeah. So that's that. Then also Jeff Franklin, the creator, producer of Full House and actually Family Matters. He has stated that the scene that got this show on the air was the Uncle Jesse and Joey changing Michelle's diaper scene.
Everybody just thought that was hilarious.
That was amazing television. We have to have this on.
Wow, really?
Yep.
That's great. Just to recap this episode, there's one huge thing I would like to talk about. Okay, Pam's been dead for 3 months, right?
Yep.
All of her shit's already gone? I don't know, it's just weird to me, like, we didn't talk about, like, oh, that was Pam's, like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing in the house was Pam's. They already cleaned all that shit up. Only after 3 months.
Yeah.
It just seems weird to me.
Yeah. There's something going on.
Yeah, and another thing, like, Jesse never seemed to really bring up to Danny, like, hey, listen, dude, like, if I want to have a chick sleep with me in my bed, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Bro.
You would think they would have had that maybe talked out beforehand, too. Like,
yeah.
If Jesse was like, hey, I'll help move, I'll help come in, but I got to be able to be my bachelor self, if you know what I mean.
Be my bad boy self and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. Another recap, too. The garage door, like, I mean, it fully opened up, and everything.
Yep.
So it was a garage. It wasn't a basement, like I'm trying to say.
That's true. So
it was a garage.
Yeah. It's weird to me.
Hopefully these episodes get better.
Oh, they get
much
better.
I know they do.
Right.
I just, because right now DJ is, like, it's all about DJ. This is how I'm thinking of it. It's all about DJ. Stephanie's cute, but she's a brat. And we have to put up with Michelle, who's just a baby. And then I think they just pretty much threw Michelle in to get, like, the cutesy.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
And then, these 3 guys are dads altogether.
Yeah.
Right?
And final thoughts on Joey in the episode?
I mean, like, they
positive or negative?
They really hammered home that he's a hilarious, like... It's almost like the show was trying to broadcast him to get another show, like, to actually be a comedian in real life.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, he can do all these impressions.
Right.
That's how they are making it seem like.
Yeah.
But, like, please, get him the hell off our show. Somebody else pick him up.
Right.
But, yeah.
All
interesting.
Right. Yep. So the next episode of Full House is called Our Very First Night. Which would be,
it's still the same day.
That's what I'm thinking. However, I have some theories on that are confusing.
I am interested.
Yeah.
This.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be a good one.
Okay. Wow.
It's good.
Wow.
All right. So now let's take a trolley or whatever from San Francisco on over to Chicago for a little Family Matters.
All right. Wow. I'm hoping that trolley allows some beer on it, because I'm about to crack open another one if we're getting into Family Matters.
Well, why not?
I'd probably be a 30-pack. Oh, man. Way more than a 30-pack. How fast does the trolley go, To Chicago from San Francisco?
Yeah. It'd be a bit. Be a couple days. At least a day.
That would be a hell of a trip.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited, because I love Family Matters.
Yeah. See, Full House is my favorite out of the two, and Family Matters is mine. So, Family Matters, Season 1, Episode 1. The title, again, like I said, not pilot, like you see most of them. This one's called The Mama Who Came to Dinner, which is based off of some book or some
Oh, so
poetry or
it's
something.
just not Mama Coming to Dinner, then.
Right. The real title is the Man Who Came to Dinner or something like
okay.
that. But
Okay.
The Mama Who Came to Dinner. This aired September 22nd, 1989. 2 years exactly after Full House's pilot came out.
Oh, I didn't know this. 2 years
later,
okay.
yeah.
Wow.
So Full House was a well-oiled machine by this time.
Yeah.
But, so the IMDb rating for this first episode of Family Matters is 6.8. Lower rating than the Full House one. Still decent. Almost 7 out of 10. That's good. Again, no cold open. That was I think before the cold open times. The intro just sort of starts up. Days go by.
Days go by. It's the bigger things in life, or something like that.
Something like that. So my only
You get it though? You get what I was doing? Bigger. Because there's a lot of fat jokes in this show.
There are.
Ah, gosh.
Yep, I get you.
Can't wait.
So the only takeaway I have is they're riding bikes in the intro, and Eddie's wearing a Cubs hat. And
you're not a Cubs guy.
Right.
You love the Sox.
Yeah, if he were... I mean, they're probably on the north side of Chicago, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
But...
Makes sense.
So my interest was already...
Carl's only time on a bike ever, probably.
Yeah.
And another thing, Full House and Family Matters both have bike scenes in the opening credits.
Biking is huge.
Thank goodness, though, Family Matters knows, hey, picnics don't really happen in real life. So
that's true.
Let's get real. Families don't usually have picnics.
Families don't have picnics and huddle around. They huddle around newborn babies in the living room.
That's true. Okay. You are right.
So anyways. Opening scene, first ever scene of Family Matters is Carl trotting down the stairs while Harriet's folding laundry. And Carl Winslow is dreading having his mom come live with the family.
That makes sense.
Right.
We all wouldn't want our moms living with us. If you're a normal human being, it would be terrible. I get it.
Yeah. What is it with these two shows, too? Carl's mom is coming to visit, and he's dreading it. And earlier, Danny was, trying to kick his mom out of the house. There's something there. I don't know.
These are supposed to be family shows.
Yeah, exactly.
The underline of everything.
Yeah. So Carl's talking to Harriet about, why does she, why don't I call one of my brothers, Walter, Calvin, or Frank should take her instead. She's got 3 brothers.
Oh, he has 3 brothers. Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Big family.
Yeah.
So,
Mother Winslow was
busy.
Doing some work.
So, Harriet, his wife, is trying to have him think positive and get him to think that, and he knows better. He's whatever,
Right.
Yeah,
I do want to chime in, though.
Okay, what?
Because one of the brothers lives in New York by himself. And, just by himself, he could take care of his own mother in New York, right?
Well, there's a reason why he wants to be by himself.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's true. And maybe he just can't handle the fat jokes that are going to happen. During all this too.
Right. I mean,
But I'll let you go on with this.
So, Carl's kind of like, the woman that you think Estelle is, the kind-hearted old woman that comes on the holidays, is not Mother Winslow. That's the holiday Mother Winslow that Harriet.
What a beautiful name, by the way,
Estelle.
Estelle. Oh,
Yeah,
Estelle.
yeah.
That's a beautiful name, too.
If you have a girl, who are you going to name? Is it going to be AJ and younger sister Estelle?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
All right. Anyways, the mother that Carl says he knows is the one that will do whatever it takes to gain control of the house and challenge his man of the house position. Or worse, she'll put him on a diet. So Harriet's like, I'm not having any of this. She's moving in, Carl. is pretty much what
So
she said.
pretty much she's like, Carl, you're full of bullshit. Your mom's a saint.
Yep. Back into the living room, we, because they kind of wander, Eddie comes down, and he's offering to do a bunch of chores for his parents.
Oh, what a great son.
Yeah. And they see right through it, and they're like, he wants something. So what do you want? And he's like, I want to go to a friend's house for a little party. Turns out it's a Rambo marathon.
Oh, okay. How old is Eddie?
Eddie is 15.
Oh.
He says it in a little while. He's 15.
Yeah,
Good
go
kid.
have some fun with his friends. Watch some Rambo.
Yeah. So Carl, they say, Carl, you're the police officer. Interrogate him, So Carl's like, your friend's parents going to be there? Yes. Will there be beer there? No. Is there going to be girls there? No. How late? 2 a.m. No way. Book him, Dano. That's what Carl says.
Wait a minute. His parents are going to be there. So Carl's always like, these must be terrible parents then? Because there's going to be alcohol. He's thinking there's obviously if Ginny's parents are going to be there, there's going to be alcohol and there's going to be girls.
Right. Yeah. There's going to be booze.
I've already busted these people before or something.
Yep. Yeah. Maybe he knows more than we're knowing.
Huh?
Well, his curfew is 10 p.m. So if he's going to be home at 2 a.m., what's the math on that? How late is he going to be gone?
1, 2, 3, about 6 hours?
4
hours. Okay.
4 hours after his curfew.
Give him a break.
Yeah, so they say, no, heck no, 2 a.m., no, not doing it. By the way, how was he, I guess, would the parents have to drive him? Why not ask to spend the night? Were sleepovers not a thing in 1989?
I guess not. Like, he can't spend the night?
Yeah.
You're right. That's weird.
Why not go that route?
Can I just spend the night at Jimmy's house? That's what I would do. Yeah. That's my Eddie voice.
That's your Eddie voice.
Hey, just let me spend the night there for a little bit.
Hey, I'm Eddie.
So
the doorbell rings. That scene ends. Carl says no. Eddie kind of pouts and goes away. He doesn't pout like DJ.
This is why I like Family Matters.
Yeah. He goes away. Doorbell rings. Mother Winslow has arrived.
Woo!
And you should see Carl's face when he answers the door. You know it. You've seen it. He's horrified to see his mother.
If you've never seen Family Matters, you need to, because Carl has the best impression, like face impressions.
Oh yeah.
Of like real life, like how you would think.
Oh yeah.
It really is. Like, yeah. Shit, my mom's here. She's never gonna leave. She's gonna die here in my house.
So Mother Winslow arrives, and at first she seems like the same woman that the family sees on the holidays.
Saint.
Yeah. After telling Carl he looks like he's gained a little weight. But she's polite to Harriet, and she gives a big hug to Laura and Judy.
Were they happy to see her?
Oh, yeah, they ran in, and there's nice hugs. It's Grandma coming to visit, She entertains them with some stories of the places she's been to and the people she's met.
Oh.
There's talk of, meeting a bunch of princes.
Oh.
The Prince of, I can't remember what, Nepal is one of them. The Prince of
Wales,
I think.
These are her friends, she says.
Right, yeah. She talks
the Queen of England, she even mentions.
Yeah.
Pretty positive.
Yeah. And and it's funny, I didn't actually write it down, but then the little Judy goes, so Prince? Meaning the singer, Prince. and Mother Winslow's kind of confused. And Laura goes, I think she's talking about the one that sings and dances in pink or in purple underwear. And Mother Winslow goes, oh, that's the Prince of Nepal. Because she knew the Prince of Nepal wore purple underwear. I think Brother
That's
Frank
awesome.
might be actually an heir to the throne.
It sounds like it.
So,
dang.
So, anyways, then Mother Winslow tells Carl and Harriet she just wants to help in any way possible. She just doesn't want to get in the way.
She's so sweet.
She's a sweet old lady. How could this go wrong?
No, I don't think it can.
No. I think that could end the episode and we'd be good.
Yeah.
So, while Carl and Harriet are talking to Mother Winslow, Eddie comes down again, and he asks if he can go to his friend's party again. Hey, Pops, can I go to the party again? No, he just kind of says, like, what time should I go, or whatever, and Carl's like, no. He says it in front of Mother Winslow. He's like, no, not going to the party. I told you already, Eddie. And Eddie makes a comment about, like, I did all this nice stuff for nothing then? And, that's my Eddie voice.
I like it.
I did all that for nothing? Well, then Mother Winslow is like, Eddie, why can't you go to the party?
Dad's an asshole.
Basically. He's like, my curfew is at 10 p.m. And she says, well, Rambo won't even blow anything up until after 10.
Oh, he's going to miss it all.
Yeah. Because the party starts at 9.
I love how Mother Winslow already knows, like, she's diehard Rambo fan, sounds like.
Oh, yeah. She's watched all of
She's real hip, it sounds like.
She is. She's great. So then Mother Winslow says her great 80s Beastie Boys reference, because she's like, you know what? I will fight for your right to party.
Oh, awesome.
You know, it kind of goes to a commercial, I think. And now we're in the kitchen, and Rachel's feeding her baby, and Rachel is Harriet's younger sister that lives there. She's feeding the baby, and she and Harriet are talking about Rachel's novel that she writes, because Rachel is apparently a writer.
Oh, wow. So she got some smarts to her.
Yeah, she's the creative one in the family.
She's a creative one.
Yeah. Yep.
She's a bookie. Like a bookworm.
Bookworm, that's it. Yeah. Just like me and you.
Yeah. I'm the bookworm and you're the Joey.
Sure. So Mother Winslow comes in demanding to eat dinner, and she basically trashes Harriet's cooking, talking bad about her meatloaf. And
wait a minute. That's what you're going to cook on the first night Mother Winslow shows up, is meatloaf.
Why not? What's wrong with meatloaf?
I mean, I like meatloaf, but I mean, your mother-in-law is coming to live with you. I would have tried to impress my mother-in-law. She's going to come live with me.
She don't want to impress her. She says, this is how we are. This is what you get, lady.
Good for Harriet.
She's a stronger woman than I am. Wait. Stronger person than I am. So, anyways, Harriet basically starts getting annoyed by how Mother Winslow is, and like kind of pushes her out of the room.
Because she doesn't want to have her meatloaf.
Right. She kind of complains about the meatloaf.
Is it because she doesn't want her meatloaf, or she doesn't like meatloaf?
Because she doesn't want Harriet's meatloaf.
Yeah.
She don't trust it. So,
it's probably going to be Harry.
I get it. So, there's a quick scene in Rachel's room where Laura and her talk more about Rachel's novel, and then Laura has concerns about Carl kicking Grandma out of the house. So Rachel reassures her that her dad is actually a softie, and when Rachel's husband died, Carl was the one that offered her and her son, little Richie, a place to stay. So it was because of her brother-in-law that they're living there, and he helped.
Oh, man.
So she basically says, like,
Carl's a good guy. Your dad is not the asshole you think he is.
Right.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, exactly. A reminder that all kids need. Their dad isn't that bad.
Now, thinking that I am a father now,
right.
Man, I don't know if I would want my sister-in-law, would you want your sister-in-law to come live with you? And, think how many more people that is now in the house.
No. I mean, we're both stay-at-home dads, so, I mean, it's really up to our wives.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Never mind.
So back in the kitchen, Carl is mad that Mother is in his chair. And then he and Harriet start to complain more about her. And so then, after they're complaining a little bit about, she's complaining about that Mother Winslow is complaining about her cooking, and he's complaining about the chair, and who knows what else, diets and stuff like that. Mother Winslow walks in, demanding to eat now. She's like, it's probably my favorite line she said in this episode, because she goes, we gotta eat now, or else I won't be regular for a week. And just the way an old lady just is so blunt
Vocal.
about it. Yeah. So then the whole family like must kind of like, oh crap, we better eat.
Better eat now.
Whether this meatloaf is edible or not, we better get in here. So they all start to come in and they sit at the table to eat. And Eddie walks in looking super fly.
He does.
Yep, he's dressed to the nines, whatever that means.
Yeah, I really don't know what that means, but
and
it is a saying.
Yeah, and and they kind of say, "Well, why are you looking so good?" And he says, "Well, since Grandma's here, I thought I'd dress up nice."
Eddie's a great grandson.
Yeah, he's thinking on his toes too.
He is.
So then they start to pray before eating, and Carl says the prayer. He says, "Thank you for this meal." And then he says, all we really ask for is for you to deliver us from evil, even if it happens to walk through our front door. and then he starts
referring
to say...
to his mom.
Yeah. And he starts to say something else, and then Harriet kicks him, and he's like, "Amen!" So right after praying, Mother Winslow gets Carl and Eddie talking more about the party. And basically, the gist of it ends up being Mother Winslow says, "Eddie, you should go to that party. Carl needs to lighten up."
Oh.
And Carl's like, "No, he ain't going." And he tries to put his foot down, get all mad. And Eddie was really... Now, I know Eddie probably gets better, but really poor acting. He like stands up and he's like, "It's not fair. I'm 15 years old." And it's like, it's way over dramatic for what it is. Like,
it's like he's in a play more than a TV show.
Yes. So after a quick talk with Harriet about his mom, Carl decides he should be, he ends up, he tries to get Harriet to go talk to Mother Winslow about how, like, they need to be the ones to be in charge. He says, you should go talk to my mom about how we're the ones that need to be in charge.
Okay.
And Harriet's like, she's your mom. You go talk to her.
Ooh, put her foot down.
Yep. Carl decides to go out and confront his mom. So he takes the long way. He walks from the living room all the way to the backyard to think about what he's... Which doesn't seem very Carl-like.
No,
obviously,
he wants the shortest way possible.
Right. Obviously, he's perplexed by this situation because he takes a long walk. So
It's really bothering him.
Yeah. So on the back porch, which is a nice back porch, by the way.
I think it's a screened-in porch.
Yeah,
real nice.
Screened in. On the back porch, Carl and Mother Winslow have a talk about how she's driving them crazy, basically.
Oh.
And now the sentimental music starts up.
Of course.
And basically Carl says he isn't a little boy anymore. And that he and Harriet are in charge. And that his mother should take more of an advisor role instead of the leadership role that she's used to being in.
Is this all in one day?
Yeah.
Man, this is pretty heavy for one day.
It's a big day.
Jeez.
And
a lot of emotions in one day.
And where is... They don't say it, but Mother Winslow, she just was sitting up by herself on the back porch knitting or crocheting or something. No one wants to totally catch up with her and get to know Mother Winslow.
Yeah.
I mean, how long has it been since Carl or Harriet have seen her? And they're not...
Since the last holiday.
Yeah, they're
Everybody's
not worried
like,
about...
Peace out, Grandma. We got stuff to do.
Yeah, we got our regular things that we do, and you're just in the way, so go out on the back porch.
And somehow she just moved in, but she found her crocheting shit already.
Yeah. So she says, as her first task as an advisor, she tells Carl he needs to talk to Eddie, and she thinks he should let him go to the party. That's her first role, and he thinks, he's like, you know what? Damn it, Mom. You're right, I'm being a jerk.
being an asshole, Mom.
Yeah. So Carl goes up to the attic, which is Eddie's new room. And
is that because Mother Winslow took his room or Rachel took his room?
Mother Winslow took his room.
Okay.
And Carl thanks him for being polite and moving up to the attic and stuff. Yeah. And so 2 side notes. We can kind of see why Eddie enjoys the attic now because, so Carl comes in, and right before Carl comes in, Eddie's looking through one window of the attic with binoculars. And then he goes, "No, don't go to the other room." And he runs to the other window, and then he goes, "Ah, yeah." And then Carl opens the door and he quick throws the binoculars down.
So he was obviously there's a good-looking lady
Probably
naked next door during the day.
during the daytime. It was daytime.
Okay.
Hey,
Wow.
it happens. I mean,
Yeah, sure it does.
I'm sure you flaunt it.
I'm always naked in my house during the day.
I can see,
Bring your
I
binoculars.
was gonna say, I can see your neighbors, which is your parents.
Oh yeah, that's true. You don't have to bring the wide lenses for your binoculars if you look into my house, though.
No. So he's spying on a neighbor, a naked neighbor, I'm sure, with binoculars. And the other side note is, I know you know what I'm going to say. The grandfather clock in the attic.
In the attic. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you about that. Sometimes you just don't want a grandfather clock. It takes up a lot of space, right? It's big.
But to move it to the attic?
Well, it could be.
What'd they do? Hire a DJ to...
I guess. I mean, they are heavy.
They are. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's more of a just leave it there or get rid of it thing. I don't know.
You're right.
I don't know. It was a little...
Yeah, it is weird that it's up in the attic.
Yeah. I mean, a big old clock? Come on.
Because grandfather clocks ding-dong every hour.
Right.
So, in the middle of the night, that thing's ding-donging right when he's sleeping.
In a small room, too.
Oh, shit.
He was nice enough to go to the attic, but he didn't know he was going to be sharing it with a loud clock.
Yeah.
Anyways, after Carl picks up the binoculars and looks out, too, and you can tell he sees her, too, and he's like, "Oh," he sets them down.
I gotta come up here more often.
Yeah. He tells Eddie that he'll change Eddie's curfew to 11 p.m. instead of 10 p.m.
Jeez.
And Eddie's like, "Oh," and he goes, "But I'll make an exception for the Rambo Marathon so you can go to the Rambo Marathon."
Whoa, dude, you didn't have to go extra for him. So now his curfew's 11. Wow.
Yep. He took his mom's
advice
to heart, man.
Wow.
He went the extra mile. So he gets to go to the Rambo Marathon. His curfew's extended. Carl hears music and singing, so he says, "I better get down there before things turn back to where they were."
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit hits the fan. So he starts to go down. He quick grabs the binoculars before he leaves, and he's like, "I'm going to take these." Now, was he being a good parent?
I need these for later.
Yeah, for later, or was he like, "I need these to stop you from doing something wrong"? I think it's the former, the first one.
Yeah, Carl is
So
sly kind of guy.
He is. So he grabs the binoculars. He goes out. And he joins Harriet, Rachel, and Mother Winslow, who are around the piano singing.
There's a piano?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. They got two grandfather clocks. There's one downstairs, one in the attic, and a piano. So,
two grandfather clocks?
Oh yeah.
What? Wait, that's wow. So maybe from both sides of the family, then?
Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe. So then they're singing, and they start singing, "He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands." So, theme of the 80s sitcoms is...
the family gets together and sings songs.
Old songs, yep.
That...
I'm glad I do not live in the 80s anymore.
Yeah, like, all right, kids, it's the end of the night. Let me look at my watch here, and let's serenade this song together as a family. Well, the kids weren't with them.
Right, no, the kids weren't with them. Laura and Judy were sitting at the top of the steps looking down.
Like, oh my God, my family is so great at singing songs.
Exactly.
Whereas the baby, what's
asleep probably. Little Richie?
Little Richie? Oh, that's right.
Probably
Little Richie. Now, was he, like, younger than... I'm talking, like, going over here between both episodes. Was he younger than Michelle or a little older?
He's probably younger.
Younger? Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. Michelle looked to be about 8 months, maybe.
Yeah.
And this kid's like
He's
a couple.
baby.
Yeah, he's a couple months old. Big baby though for his age.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's laying in like.
He's really cute too.
Yeah. He's not as mobile as Michelle kind of seems. So, but so they sing. He's got the whole wide world in his hands, and the end of the show. Credits roll.
Wow.
It's not as jam-packed as Full House's pilot was with comedy routines.
Yeah.
But there's
it
some
actually
good...
had a story plot.
More of a basic theme that it followed, whereas Full House seemed more sporadic and like it's crazy here, you know. But this was more like we're scared that it's gonna get crazy because my Mother Winslow's here.
Right.
A little bit of trivia from this Family Matters was, did you know? I bet you didn't know this. I didn't know it. Family Matters is actually a spinoff.
Oh,
did you know
that?
No,
I did not.
So I don't know Perfect Strangers. I've heard of it. I've never watched it. It was part of the TGIF lineup.
Okay.
In the 80s when TGIF originally started, but like we kind of said, we're 90s guys.
Yeah.
You know, Boy Meets World, Sabrina.
Right.
Full House, Family Matters. So that's more our ballpark, but Perfect Strangers was the 80s. So I guess in Perfect Strangers, it was two guys' adventure in the Chicago Chronicle, which is a place of work. And that's where Harriet was featured on that show as an elevator operator. That was her job in Perfect Strangers. This show focused more on her family life outside of the elevator, whereas Perfect Strangers, the only thing you knew of her was her at her job.
Was she, you probably don't know, but like, was she like a focal point in that show that they were like, hey, she would be a great person to grab? And
I don't know well enough. I should look at how many episodes she was in. Because
in Family Matters, I mean, this show does not revolve around Harriet.
No, Harriet's like a...
So it's kind of weird that they would pick her and like...
If I remember reading right, Carl is shown on Perfect Strangers.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but maybe I'll look that up and...
yeah, let me know on the next episode. Yeah.
Because, that'd be a good thing to know. But, yeah, I thought that was weird. I had no idea that they were... I thought Family Matters was just an original idea.
I did too.
But Harriet has a character that's carried over.
Oh, cool.
And then I thought this was pretty interesting also. When Eddie says he has to come home from the Rambo movie after only an hour, Mother Winslow comments that won't even be enough time for Rambo to blow anything up. She's correct. The first explosion in Rambo takes place 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 38 seconds into the movie.
Wow, she must have been a super fan.
She was.
She knew her Rambo.
Oh, yeah, she was into it.
Man.
So
wow.
That's our trivia for Family Matters.
So, to recap this episode, you know that Carl is a cop. Obviously, we're going for the, like, stereotype, overweight, don't eat cop. It's just weird, like, we didn't, like, Rachel just moved, like, she must have moved in later. Like, earlier.
Right, before this.
Which I kind of like, because, like, Joey and Jesse just both move in at the same time on Full House.
Yeah, there's no way they just, rig it to, hey, they're both coming right now.
Yeah, and then, what was Rachel's husband's name?
Oh.
Was it James?
No, that was her dad. I just quick looked it up.
Oh.
Robert.
Does it say how he passed away in the episode?
Yeah, they didn't say in the episode. They just said when he
passed away.
When he died. Maybe we'll find out as the show goes on. They'll mention it. I don't know.
I mean, it's a nice, wholesome, great show. It's not as funny as you would think Family Matters is later on.
Right. Yeah. So Family Matters gets going. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to Family Matters.
And I was taken aback.
Yeah. Yes.
when I wanted to watch Family Matters again. My son Elijah was like, "Hey, let's watch that Urkel," and I was surprised that he wasn't in the pilot. Like, this show was built as a family show, and then if anyone mentions the name Family Matters,
Steve Urkel. Yeah.
You're like, the Urkel show.
Yeah.
But it wasn't originally designed like that. Yeah. So I'm super excited for Jaleel White, Steve Urkel's first episode, because he's going to knock our socks off.
So I guess the actual recap to this is your mom moves in and you think you have control, but really you don't have control, because your mom moves in, she's like, I'm in control, and then you're like, no, I'm in control, Mom. But then somehow she's able to twist your mind to think you're in control, but then she tells you still what you should do. But then in your mind, I am right. But your mom is always in control, I guess.
Yeah.
So
your mom.
That's what I got out of this show is,
your mom's always right.
Your mom's always right. Mother Winslow is always right, and she is the coolest grandma to ever have.
That is true. That I took away from this episode a lot. So the next episode of Family Matters is called Two Income Family, and my trivia about the Chicago Chronicle comes into play that episode.
Oh, does it really?
So I'm really excited for episode 2 of our show, because we're reviewing the second episodes of these shows.
Oh, I'm looking forward. So I guess now we have to get a plane ticket back to San Francisco. Is Charlie going to take?
Well, now we're in Chicago, so it's just like an hour drive to home.
Yeah, I guess you're right. And then we'll take a plane back
next week.
Next week we'll be back in San Francisco again.
Yep. We'll start this tour
saga
again.
all over again.
Exactly.
I can't wait for more fat jokes too.
Me too.
Because Mother Winslow has tons of them.
They're great.
She pounds them in. How he doesn't cry every night to sleep, and Harriet has to console him, is beyond me.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in for the pilot episode of TGIF Renegades.
Woo!
And if you want to keep up with the actual shows as we review them, if you have a membership to Hulu, you can watch any of these Full House, all the seasons of Full House. And
I steal Kenny's so I can watch them.
Right. Yeah. You can watch as we review them to tell us if we missed anything, or tell us if we butchered the interpretation of the show. But we're happy that you gave us a listen.
We probably did butcher some of it because I've been drinking a lot. So
well, it is Friday, so
get your popcorn and your beer out.
Well, we hope you join us for the next episode.
And like we always say,
thank
God
it's Friday.
Hey, Kenny, grab me another beer.